Who is Sarabi? Is Sarabi a bad mother? And is there any way that Sarabi could have prevented Scar's rise to power? Let's talk about it.
Before we begin the video, make sure that you go to our channel and click that subscribe button. Then hit that notification bell to receive updates whenever we upload new content.
Sarabi is a lioness who is queen of the Pride Lands in Disney's 1994 animated feature film, The Lion King. She is Mufasa's mate, later widow, and Simba's mother. As the queen of Pride Rock, she is shown to be in charge of the lioness and their hunting parties. She is depicted as being wise, courageous, strong, and gentle. Also humorous, all of that at the same time. Beyond that basic information, we don't really have a lot of information about Sarabi. She's one of those characters that everybody knows and can recognize, but she doesn't really have a strong backstory. She doesn't have a strong history. We don't know an incredible amount of information about her like we do the other characters. We know Simba, we know Mufasa, we even know Scar at this point. But we don't really have a lot of information on Sarabi. She's one of those characters that is well known but also mysterious at the same time. When it comes to Sarabi, I've noticed that the Lion King fandom is pretty much split up into three different groups. You have Group A, who they absolutely love Sarabi. She can do no wrong. She's a great mother. She's a great role model. She's a great parent to Simba, and she was a great wife to Mufasa. They love her to death. Then you have Group B, who believes that Sarabi could have potentially prevented Scar from rising to power. She could have done this by simply knowing what she should have known, honestly, that Scar is a liar and Scar is a bad person. She probably should have known that Scar was lying about, Simba being killed, because obviously they never found any body. And she should have known that Scar was probably responsible for Mufasa's death. She probably should have known this. I mean, Scar, Mufasa, Sarabi, they all grew up in the same area. They all grew up together. And so I'm pretty sure she's heard stories from Mufasa and just been around Scar in general to know that he cannot be trusted. So she should have potentially known that something was off with both her son and her husband dying in the same day. She should have at the very least, have known that Scar was responsible for it in some way. Group B thinks that since Sarabi is the queen of the Pride Lands, she's in charge of the lionesses and the hunting parties, she should have taken the group of lionesses and actually attacked and went against Scar's rise to power. She should have known that Scar planned or orchestrated or was somehow responsible for the death of her husband and Simba. She didn't know that Simba wasn't dead, but she should have known that Scar was responsible, and she should have taken the power that she had, because she could have taken the lionesses and used them to fight against Scar and his horde of hyenas. Then you have Group C, who really just doesn't care either way. They see Sarabi as more or less a background character, a sub-character that doesn't really have a strong influence in the story, and she's just neutral. In my opinion, I understand the mindset and the general feelings that Group B has. I understand what they're thinking, and I understand the logic that they're using and they're pushing towards the story. I get it. But at the same time, I mostly agree with Group A. No one knew how dangerous and how evil Scar was. No one knew this. No one knew that he was capable of murder. No one. So when Sarabi found out the news that her husband and her son were dead, the only thing that she could even fathom at that point was pain. She was just going through pain. The pain of losing the two people she loved the most in the entire world. Her mind wasn't calculating, oh my God, they died, so somebody must have murdered them. Her mind was nowhere near that type of frame of thought. She was just going through intense emotional pain. So you can't really blame someone for not thinking logically and rationally in a situation where they're being bombarded with intense sadness and emotion. You just can't do that. So I don't blame Sarabi for anything. I think she's a great mother. I think that she did what she could. I think that when Scar came to her, she just felt sadness and pain. There was no way in the world she could have known that Scar murdered Mufasa and orchestrated the entire event to become king. There's no way she could have known this. I think that Sarabi is a great mother. As we've seen throughout The Lion King, and we've seen it a little bit in other series, other spin-off series, Sarabi's always there for Simba. When Mufasa was alive, she was there for him. They were together, they were loving, they were a loving, close-knit family. They were tight. And so I just can't sit here and blame her for the evilness and the atrocities that Scar committed. And in an ideal world, yes, you could have realized how Scar was, because Scar showed many signs that he was evil and very dangerous. Yes, in the ideal world, based on solely logic, she probably should have known this. But I can't blame her, and I don't blame her. And even if she did realize that Scar was responsible for Mufasa's death and Simba's disappearance, I don't actually think that she could have posed a force against Scar and his horde of hyenas. I think there were way too many hyenas, and Scar was way too intelligent. And in the end, he would have beat Sarabi and the lioness, any lioness that opposed him. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Sarabi is a good mother? Do you think that she should have known that Scar murdered Mufasa and did something to Simba? Do you think that she should have known this? Let me know your thoughts below. Leave your comments. If you're new to this channel, hit that like button, subscribe. I have new content coming out weekly. I mostly upload on Wednesdays, but I plan to upload more than that. Let me know your thoughts below, and have a great day. Peace.
If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our channel. We put out fresh content every Wednesday. Thanks for watching.